When I was first preparing to go to camp, first of all, I really didn't want to go.
I felt very unprepared and unqualified to be there. I'd never been on a mission trip before.
I didn't think I knew anything about teaching young people in camp.
And I could speak maybe 10 words of Russian.
I'm not the kind of person who is very bold and will just walk up to somebody and just start talking to them.
Oh, I wasn't prepared for how much difference this was going to make into my life.
I just got back from winter camp where Lilia was, and she is a 16-year-old orphan. When I first met her, her eyes were as if she had cried for years. Well, the only thing that I could say to her is "I love you," and she understood it. My favorite words in Russian are "yellow blue tibia," and that's what I was able to tell her. I'm not a very affectionate person all the time, and all I want to do is just hug her, embrace her, and love on her. And throughout camp, I just had this overflowing, my cup overflowed with the love. And I felt like that at the end of camp that Lilia's eyes were brighter, and I think she felt the joy that came from Jesus.
Helen was always asking questions about everything. And she had this deep desire to know more about who we were and what we were and why we believed in Jesus. One night I took her and some of her other friends out. We walked up the road a little ways to look at Mars, which was in the sky at the time, and talk about some of the things that God had created and the beauty of His universe, and it captivated her. By doing things like that throughout the camp session, we built this relationship that has now lasted for over 5 years.
The child I'm thinking of is a young lady named Anna Pankiva, and she was a counselor at Camp Usov. About the second week, I felt the Lord was beginning to lead me to talk to her and get to know her better. The thing that I felt compelled to tell her was that God wanted her to just simply open her Bible. And I asked her if she had a Bible. She said yes, and I said, well, God wants you to read something in there. I don't know what it is. I don't know what He's trying to tell you, but there's a part of His story that He wants to make a part of your story. And she had a Bible. She said, I'll have to get it out of the bedside table and dust it off. She asked if I would see her again, and I said, honestly, Anna, I don't know. But I said, I know this. I said, if you open the Bible and you read it, and you read the parts that impact your life and change your life forever, that I'll see you again. It may not be in this life, but I'll see you in the next one. And she said, right before we left, she said, I want to see you again. If not in this one, then the next one. So that really pierced me.
One of the kids that was in my group was Nikita, and he was from one of the orphanages. And I had him in my group in the first camp, and he had a very difficult time adjusting to the group. We just formed a really, really neat bond. And at night, the other co-teacher and I would go in their rooms and make sure they were ready for bed and tuck them in and read them bedtime stories. And so One night I went in and he had wanted me to bring a particular book and I couldn't find it. And so I found this other book that was Russian and English for elementary kids. And so I was going to teach him some English words. I thought that would be really neat. He decided he was going to teach me some Russian words. And so he made me practice them again and again, and he told me if they were good or not. And he told one of the co-teachers later that I did a very good job and I got very high marks, except I could not say cucumber.
Well, the person that I want to speak about is one of my mentors. Her name is Lilia Olejnik. And I met Lilia the first summer. It was just a very shy Ukrainian girl from the city of Donetsk. We struck up a friendship, relationship, and she saw me as kind of a father figure because her father had died when she was about 12. One night she came to me at about 11 o'clock at night and she said, "Dan, I have a very important decision to make." And I said, "Lilia, what's important? What do you need my help for something?" And she says, "Dan, I want to be a Christian. I've made the decision to accept Jesus in my life, and I want to be baptized, and I want to be baptized right now." And so we're down in Skidas, right on the Black Sea, and it's just starting to sprinkle, and it's midnight. And I said, "Okay, Lilia, we are going to baptize you. This is the greatest thing." We gathered up all of the team members, and we went down, and we had flashlights, and it's slowly raining. And we went into the Black Sea. I baptized Lilia that night with one of my teammates, Chuck. We were out there together, and we came out, and the guard came down. He said, "What's all this commotion?" And we said, "Oh, we're just celebrating Christians. We had baptism. You must be quiet. The kids are sleeping." And so we're just ecstatic. Well, we had to be quiet, and we were just rejoicing and singing with Lilia that she had made that decision.
The people that are here in the United States and in other countries that are part of it that don't physically go are very important. And if you are willing to leave your comfort and what's familiar and go on an adventure with God.
If you will take the first step,
Just say, "Lord, I'm going to step out in faith."
God will take care of the rest.
The harvest is full and overflowing.
It'll change your life.
The way you see Christ, the way you see how Christ interacts with people.
Sharing your faith in Jesus with these children, with these camp workers, and with these mentors.
So if you want to experience entering heaven, that's the way to do it.